I'm calling to ask about a stop that occurred to my son. He had a drink or two, but he had just gone out, had a drink or two, and was going to a friend's house. I think he had two drinks, I'm pretty sure, because he doesn't drink a lot. He got stopped, and the officer asked him to take a field sobriety test. He told him, these sandals my mother bought for me, and they don't fit. Can I take them off? And he took them off. He passed the road sobriety test. He, the 1 foot in front of the other, touch your nose, stand on 1 foot. He passed it, and then he asked him would he be willing to take the breathalyzer, and he did.
Okay.
And he was right below whatever is illegal.
Sure, okay.
But when he tried to use his phone to call his attorney, the officer took the phone from him and detained him on the side of the road for about an hour overall. And I just asked him because I thought he took the test, the breathalyzer, again on the side of the road, and he didn't. He was actually arrested. The officer said you can't take the roadside test without shoes because you can't drive without shoes. He took his phone. He arrested him. He was within 1 block of where he was going. I mean, he could see the house.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, look, I just passed all your tests. I'm going right there. And he pointed to the house. But the officer kept him there, then took him to jail. And when he blew, at that point, I guess he blew right at the illegal level.
At a .08.
Okay. Yeah, so John, hearing a little bit of Sandra's son's story, what are you thinking?
Is your son?
He's 21, but he's not available at the moment.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'd have him on the line.
Sure. Was he 21 at the time?
Yes.
Okay. So he was legal drinking age. If he had those field sobriety tests are very subjective. I mean, and again, you do not have to take the field sobriety tests. They are generally, it's been my client, through my experience with my clients, is very rarely, in an officer's opinion, does anybody pass the field sobriety test. Is in all likelihood, at the time your son was stopped, his blood alcohol content was below the legal limit. And you could extrapolate back if you're able to really determine he only had 2 drinks and the amount of drinks. If you're able to do that, has your son hired a lawyer?
He's talked to one.
Okay. Well,
but nothing's been, has been done yet.
I would advise you to contact a lawyer on something such as that. A lawyer can provide you very effective representation on that, because you have to look at, first of all, what was the reason they stopped your son. Mm-hmm. They have to have probable cause to stop, or reasonable suspicion. So they have to have that first, and then in order to arrest someone for a DUI, they have to have probable cause that he violated the DUI statute, and they can't administer the breath test, the one that is admissible in court, unless you are under arrest. You have to be under arrest to have the breath test, and that's the Draeger machine that is given at the police station. You have to be under arrest at that point. So
John, we are almost out of time. I want to thank you for coming on. We really appreciate your expertise. Have a great weekend, everybody.